Alright, so in this recording we're going to do some harder questions. So I'm going to do 8C from the textbook first, and then I'm going to go and do some project maths questions, alright? So let's do 8C. So for question 8, we need to look at the power ratings of various electrical appliances, which are shown in the table. So question C says, for how many hours was the dishwasher used if its cost of operation was $11.76. So $11.76 is the cost of operation. And if the electricity rate is equal to 0.245 per kilowatt hour. So we want to figure out the hours used. So what are the hours? How many hours is it used for? So we're given the electricity rate and the price overall. So we know that 0.245 times by the kilowatt hours. So we don't even know what the kilowatt hours are either, do we? So we can name the kilowatt hours, let's say X. So we know that the 0.25 times by our kilowatt hours gives us $11.76. So, so we know that the kilowatt hours, for the dishwasher, we know that the amount of time that is run by the dishwasher times by our electricity rate gives us the overall price, right? So what we need to do first is we need to divide by 0.245 because we want to get rid of it. Because what's the opposite of multiplication? The opposite of multiplication is division. So if we divide by 0.25 on this side, we have to divide by 0.245 on this side. So we can first cancel these two things out, and we're left with X on this side, and then we do 11.76. 11.76 divided by 0.245, which gives us 48. So we know that X is equal to 48. And what was X again? X was the kilowatt hours. Now we know the amount of kilowatt hours that is used by our device. Now, do we know the amount of the kilowatt rating of our device? We do, because we have the table. So the dishwasher has a power rating of 1,600 watts, and we want to convert that to kilowatts, so we divide by 1,000, so we have 1.6 kilowatts. Now, to get our kilowatt hours, what we usually do is we do 1.6 times by the amount of hours to get our kilowatt hours. Now we don't know what H is, we need to find that, so we need to get rid of the 1.6 on this side. So what's the opposite of multiplication? Division, so we divide by 1.6 to get rid of this. And because we divided 1.6 on this side, what do we do on this side? We divide by 1.6, so we're left with hours. 48 divided by 1.6 is equal to 30. So let's check our answer. So we figured out that it was 30 hours. So if our kilowatt, let me do it in a different color. If the kilowatts of our dishwasher is 1.6, and I worked out 30 hours, so 1.6 times 30 is 48, so that's 48 kilowatt hours. And our electricity rate, which was given in the question, was 0.245. So 48 times by 0.245 is equal to 0.245. Oh, no, sorry, not divided by 48 times by 0.245 is equal to 11.76, which is what we started with. So if you can see what we're really doing, right? We are going backwards. So we're starting from here and going this way. Alright, I hope that makes a little bit of sense. So with this question, we just need to do a little bit of algebra. Alright, now let's go to project maths. So to get to our questions, what we need to do... Oh, 1 second. What we need to do, we need to go project maths, and we're looking for M1.3. So we scroll down, this is M1.2, so we don't need that, so keep going. Then we get to M1.3, and we're going to do question 15, 20, and then 30. I might just do 2 questions, actually, depending on how the time goes. Okay, so question SP15. Okay, so we have a 2,400 watt, not kilowatt, 2,400 watt heater. It's run for 7 hours each day. So the first thing I want you guys to always do is write down the key information. Write down the key information. No matter how much you think you... Oh, no, it's alright, I'll remember it. Write down your key information. And the electricity is charged at 25.1 cents per kilowatt hour. And what is the cost of running the heater for 10 days? So first what we want to do is change to normal units. So we divide by 1,000 to get 2.4 kilowatts. And we want this in dollars, so this would be $0.251 per kilowatt hour. Alright, so the first thing we want to work out is how many kilowatt hours are used each day. So we have 2.4 times how many hours? 7 hours. So 2.4 times 7 is 16.8. Yeah? And each day, right, so for the 7 hours, we multiply it by our rate. So 16.8 times by 0.251 is equal to 16.8 times by 0.251 is equal to $4.2168. 2168. So each day, so for each day, it costs $4.21, 22 cents because we have to round up. But the question wants for what is the cost for running for 10 days? So if 1 day costs this, 10 days would be 10 times by 422. So that is pretty simple. So so that would be $42.20. So let's not round. So let's not round already. So we've rounded a bit early, right? So that was my mistake. So let's do 2.6. So that's also an important thing to remember. Don't round until the end. So as you can see, I've already made a mistake because I rounded in this answer. But I want to round until I don't want to round until the end of my answer. So let's do 10 times 4.2168, and that would give us $42 and 42.168, and we round that, and we would get, because we're at the end of our question, we round it, and it would be 42.17. So our answer would be B. Alright. Alright, let's try 14.20. Oh, yep. Okay, so this is where the questions get a lot harder, actually. So, in a household of four people, each member uses hot water for an average of 13 minutes. 13 minutes. And the household uses 9 kilowatt hot water units. That's 9 kilowatts. Let's write that down. Electricity is charged at 11.97 cents per kilowatt hour. What is the electricity cost for the hot water used by the household in 1 week? Alright, so first we want to figure out, first we'll change this to dollars, so that's 0.1197. And then the next thing we want is, we have 4 people using the hot water for about 13 minutes each. So how many so what is that in hours? So if we have one person using it for 13, so if we had 4 people each using it for 13 minutes, we'd have 4 times 13. So 4 times 13 is 52. So that's 52 minutes already per day. So that's 52 minutes per day. And the question is asking us, what is the electricity used for the hot water? What is the electricity cost for the hot water used by this household in 1 week? So I can already convert this now to weeks. So how many days are in a week? We have 7 days. So therefore, it's 52 times by 7. So what's 52 times by 7 is 364. So now we have 364 minutes used in uses the hot water per week. This is per week, and this is per day. And we don't usually work in minutes, we work in hours. So how many minutes are in an hour? We have 60 minutes to an hour. So what do we need to do to get from 364 minutes to an hour? We divide. So 364 divided by 60, which is equal to 60, which is about 6.06 hours. Yep. Now we can figure out what our kilowatt hours is. So we know that the kilowatts of our hot water system is 9 kilowatts. Therefore, we can go ahead and do 9 times by 6.06, which is equal to 54.54. For what? Kilowatt hours. And then we need to find how much it costs for that week. So we times it by the electricity rating. So 54.54 times by 0.1197. So times by 0.1197 equals $6.53. And as you can see, again, I rounded early, and therefore I get an inconsistency because there isn't an answer that says $6.53. The correct answer, I mean, if I didn't round early, I would get $6.54. So that's how we do this question. So if you can see, like, this part is pretty simple. We've done this so many times. We just needed to do these small little changes. So I hope that makes a little bit of sense. This video has gone on for quite some time, so I'll probably end there. Again, if you guys want some more help on this, please, let me know. I can come to the library at recess or lunch. I'll be there on Wednesdays after school, so please don't feel too scared to like reach out. Thanks, guys.